What is up, YouTube? I hope everybody's having a great day. It's so good to see all your smiling faces. In today's video, I want to talk about the best ways to get good at tricks, flips and all that sort of thing, but I'll go into that shortly. First, I want to show you a session I had earlier on today.
Not bad.
Was there a snafu at all?
Yeah, no, it was there, it was there. It was a baby one, but
snafu.
it was there.
Teeny snafu.
Was that it? You didn't touch?
Yes!
Recovered that dub. Renewed that
old,
dub.
renewed. New, old.
Old, new, past, present, yin, yang.
Right, so I hope you enjoyed that session footage. I'm sorry about the focus. I'm not too sure what's going on with my lens lately. I keep having this problem where even when the autofocus is on, it just kind of doesn't pull focus properly and it goes a bit mad. But I didn't realise that it was out of focus until getting it back and reviewing the footage, so my apologies for that. I just want to preface this video by saying this does apply to all fields of flips, but I'm going to speak about tricking directly because that's what I know best. But you can apply everything that I'm saying to free running, parkour, gymnastics. I don't know. To be honest, you can apply this to absolutely any skill, regardless of whether it's flips. Because the things that I'm going to talk about aren't directly, you need to do this to get higher tricks, you need to do this to get stronger, which I can do a video on in future, but yeah, anyway, I'm getting off topic. As I said, I want to talk about a couple of different things that I think will help you guys get good at tricks. Now, it doesn't matter whether you've never done a flip in your life or whether you've been doing free running, tumbling, tricking for like 10-15 years. I feel like these sort of gems of advice can always help. Now, just a little bit of a background about me. I've been tricking for like 6.5, 7 years. I travel the world doing it. I mean, I'm in and out of the country every couple of weeks, going to different events, and just trying to push my passion right now, which is why I'm doing this channel, because I want to share that with you guys. I have the opportunity to, see all these incredible things and go to all these incredible places. I think it can be quite entertaining, so I want to show you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy the journey with me. First of all, I'm going to quit rambling about me. The first thing I want to talk about is honesty. I know you're probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? It's just some flips. One, you are right. At the same time, you need to be completely honest with yourself about various different things. How good you want to get. Because it's all well and good if you're saying, I want to be the best in the world, I 100% want to do that, but then if your actions aren't portraying that, then you need to sit and reevaluate, because I know plenty of people, including myself. I mean, I say I want to get incredible and I have all these different goals for what I want to achieve within tricking, but I'm just as guilty as anyone else saying I want to achieve these things, but then I don't necessarily think I'm putting in the work, because there's always more stretching I can do, there's always another gym session, there's always another tricking session I can go to. You can never do too much, essentially. I think honesty with yourself about that is key, because if you want to be as good as Mike at tricking, for example, if you want to be as good as the best in your field, you have to train harder than them. You have to want it more. You have to put in more hours than them. And that's the God's honest truth. There's no two ways about it. Which kind of leads me on to my second point about honesty. You then need to be honest with yourself as to how hard you think you're training. Because if you're going to 1 session a week, 2 sessions a week, 3 sessions a week, it's just not enough. It's never going to be enough. If you want to be the best in the world, that is. To obtain the level of mastery that somebody such as Michael Guthrie has, you really, really have to put in the work. You have to put in more hours than him. To do that, you've got about 15 years to catch up on. So you better get working. So, yeah, just basically be honest with yourself as to how good you want to get, how hard you're willing to train to get there, and where you want to take tricking and where you want tricking to take you. That's the first thing I wanted to talk about. I have to really try not to ramble, because I will ramble for hours about these things. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is commitment. Now, commitment in multiple different forms. Now, there's the commitment to a particular trick. Now, if you're just learning to backflip, you're a bit scared and you're not too sure about whether you're gonna. That's not gonna do. You have to be 100% certain before you try any trick. You need to be 100% certain that you are going to fully commit to that. Coming back to the honesty, you can think that you're committing 100%. Like, I've thought for years that I've been committing to tricks, but then I'll really commit to it and I'll land it and I'll be like, Jesus. Like, I had that with triple cork. I should have been landing it for a long, long time, but it turns out that I just wasn't committing to it at all. Now, that's a problem. I wasn't even aware, because I was so deluded by what I thought was me committing to it, when really I was just trying to commit to it and failing, but then not really admitting to myself that that was the case. I know that this is going to continue to go on. When I'm trying to touch somebody's quad and when I'm trying all these insane tricks, I know I'm going to have a struggle admitting to myself whether I'm fully committing to something or not, but I'm going to be a hell of a lot more aware whether I am or not in comparison to when I was trying triple cork. Then there's also the commitment to any of your goals. So if you say to yourself, right, I want to land this specific trick, or I want to win a particular battle, I want to do this, I want to do that. No matter what your goals are, you have to go 100% in. There's no wavering. You do not have the option of wavering. Because if you really want something, you have to go all or nothing. That's the only way that I think you can succeed. Also, I want to say that anything that I say in this, these are just things that I think will help you get good at tricks. If you disagree with anything that I'm saying in here, then by all means, drop it in the comments, let me know, and we can have a discussion about it. If it was useful, tell me what you agree with. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to discuss in this sort of area. Once you've then decided to commit, let's say your commitment is a very overall commitment. In your head, you have committed to getting good at tricking. If that's the case, the next thing that you really need to be aware of is the perseverance that it takes. It's a never-ending cycle. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where I'm like, yes, I am happy, I have completed tricking, done. I really don't think that's ever going to happen. Perseverance is something else that you're really going to have to get to know. I have sessions where I genuinely just walk away thinking, what is the point? I don't know why I went to that session. I just wasted my time. I didn't have fun. Because at the end of the day, it is fun. Doing these flips is mad fun, but I'm putting all this pressure on myself. I really want to get certain things. I end up losing that love for the journey. It's all about the end result, and that's something that I always have to keep running back to. I have to realise that it's fun regardless. If I actually take myself out of the situation and think about what I'm doing, it's mad fun. It doesn't get more fun than flying in the air doing triple full swing and stuff. It's crazy. Those sessions that are bad, I walk away and I'm like, why am I here? What's the point? I still go home and I stretch for an hour. I condition my ankles, I condition my knee, I go to the gym. Almost everything in my life revolves around training now. It's hard. It's hard to get up and go and do the boring stuff. It's hard to get up and go and do the boring stuff when the fun stuff isn't even going well. When I go to the session, I feel drained and I feel awful and I don't want to be there. And then I go home and I'm like, oh, I've got to go to the gym. And then I've got to come home and stretch. I'm like, what's the point? But those are the days you have to push through, and you have to use perseverance to get through these awful days so that you get those sessions at the end where you do your first backflip, you do your first dub-dub, you do your first triple cork, you do whatever trick it is or flip it is that you're trying to land. You won't beat that feeling. It's like a drug. I know I'm talking about all these serious things that you need to really focus on so that you can, you know, push through and get to the end goal. At the end of the day, the more fun you have with it, the more you're going to win overall. You need to push out any negativity. Really try and focus on the positives. I always try and find at least one thing from the session that went well. I found myself getting stuck in a hole. So right now I'm really chasing down triple full swing double cork. I'll walk away from a session sometimes, and even though I've been doing triple full swings, which is insane to me, and I've done a bunch of really dope combos, I still kind of walk away disheartened because I haven't hit trip swing dub. Now that's the one goal from the session, and then whatever else happens just kind of falls by the wayside. But that's a completely wrong mentality to have. Yeah, I can have this goal to do trip swing dub, but if I don't hit that, then it's fine. There's always another session, which leads me on to my final point: avoiding injuries. I find it really difficult to find the balance between training too much and not training enough. Because every time I've ever got injured, be it major or minor, it's always been when I've definitely trained too much. When I hurt my knee in the summer, that was my 4th session of the day, and I hyperextended my knee, and it was bad for a minute, and I hated it. That was because it was my 4th session of the day, and I've been sleeping rough for like a week and a half. I wasn't eating properly, and I was training a ton. The risk of injury is going to be a lot higher. Something that I really have to tell myself, when I'm in situations like that, when I'm at gatherings and stuff, I always find it very difficult to not trick. Because if I'm seeing somebody like Sando move, the second I see that man move, I have to get up. I just have to. I can't help myself. Having that restraint is one of the most important things when trying to learn flips. You need to know the points when you need to take a break, but you also need to know the points where you need to call yourself out and say, listen, I'm being a bit of a bitch here. I'm just aching and I'm a little bit tired, so I don't want to go and train. But if you really want to get good, you need to go and train. But you need to understand your body, and the only one that can tell you how to do that is you. You have to listen to your body, and you need to get accustomed to it and know the points when it's too much and when it's not enough. Anyway, my rant is over. One more thing, I just want to say, last night I was watching Blue Planet. If you don't know what Blue Planet is, go and check it out. It's a David Attenborough narrated documentary about planet Earth, and it's crazy. So me and Lips had the bright idea of muting it and then playing ASAP Rocky's album over whilst it was playing. It was one of the most insane things I've ever seen. If you have far too much time on your hands, I highly recommend you go and do that because it's phenomenal. I hope you enjoyed that little anecdote. But yeah, so I hope today's video was enjoyable for you. Sorry about that blurred footage. Hopefully my camera will be good next time. Let me know in the comments if there's any more videos you'd like me to make like this. I'll see if I can put them together. If you have any questions about my training or about anything that I've discussed in this video, just drop them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Aight? Go ahead and give your boy a thumbs up, because you know it'd mean a lot to me. If you're not subscribed already, I highly recommend you subscribe, because I'm going to be releasing videos mainly revolving around flips every single day for the rest of the year. So give me a subscribe and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.